Okay, that should be recording. So welcome everyone. My name is Jo Denning. I am part of the leadership team of the Frequency Soul Collective. And tonight I'm joined by the beautiful Bronwyn who is a quantum and holistic therapist. And we're just going to be going to go through a couple of things in Easy Scan, your Sefi playlists, and a couple of the new features from Day of Discovery, and then open up to Q&A at the end. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to our beautiful Bronwyn, who is going to start the evening with Easy Scans and show you what she does and give you a few little handy tips and hints along the way. Thanks, Bronnie.
Thank you, Jo. It's a pleasure to be here, also in the leadership team, bit of a newbie, my first time being in the space, in the training space. So yes, I work with the quantum and holistic therapies, and I have my experiences with a large family of 4 adult sons and grandchildren. I run the Easy Scans on a regular basis, and it's my favorite on myself every day to get through the day, and then sharing that on my kids and the occasional SOS when they need it as well. But sharing through what we do I share the screen, Jo?
Sorry, I'm on mute. Yeah, sorry. I'm muting myself so I wouldn't interrupt you.
Yeah, that's fine. You're welcome to interrupt. So yeah, so with the Easy Scan, we're just going to go through just a refresh on using the Easy Scan, and then some of my favorite things to do. I'll just jump into it when I use it. So
your screen's not showing at the moment.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to. Is that showing that there?
It's yep, there you go. You're on.
Okay, so there we go. All right. So just on the best to go back onto the homepage. So I would start my day with an Easy Scan and go through with the scanning process and run the scan and go through. So I'm not going to make us go through that whole scan now. Is that right, Jo? To go through the whole scan process. But as we go through, I would then look at that. So I could run the scan, recording my voice.
You should be able to bring up a past report just to show people what it looks like.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe try your morning one. Oh, there you go, it's coming up.
Yeah, or even the classic tones. So we'll come up with, so record my voice. I have a little saying, so I always start with the I am, but I'll always do I have some processes of words that I like to say each day just to clear my energy. So, and my affirmations that I'll use, and when recording my voice, just to activate any emotions that need activate, acknowledging. So just to bring those into the now, which is thinking of something that makes me feel sad, something that may make me feel happy, and that inspires me and excites me. That could be my greatest inspiration. So all those emotions are all there on the surface when I record my voice. And so here, these are the homeopathics that came up for me, and I'll always, for myself, I'll have a glass of water or something there that I'll pop on my screen, and I'll just imprint those while I'll listen to the tune. So I'll hit my play and listen to those, to the tunes while I'm imprinting. Everyone's familiar, so we're going through with regards to the Easy Scan, that it shows in the colors and the frequencies, and every sound and color has a note. So it shows where mine were the overactive or inactive in there. And I do have the chromo, the glasses that I can wear. And I might just choose to wear the lowest one while I'm listening to those on the Pulse. Pulse has been my go-to since I've had the updates. But I do still feel if we go to classics, so what have I clicked on classics? If I went on to classics, the lowest frequency for me still is like a hit with the emotion. I feel it really big in the classics. that one that's just that frequency on itself. But I do admit I go to the pulse and the different music that we can choose. So I will often go to the Zen meditation, and but we can choose the different tones, different beats, and whether we want to have it really the frequency up or the volume. Is everyone all over that side of it? The basic easy scan? Yeah. So the notes that are out of balance, and then the notes that are recommended or suggested in my frequencies are up here to bring me into balance for optimal health. Okay. And again, these are the ones that I would imprint into my glass of water or whatever was needed, whatever I wanted to have, whether it was my pellets or whatever, on there. So when I go through the easy scan, I'll have a look at what's in out of balance. So over here on the right, what was before my scan, and over here on the left after. I've received the balancing frequencies that have been broadcasted out to me. So some of the things that I'll pay attention to, that I'll go, all right, yeah, over the weekend I did have something with almonds in it, or I did have some seafood. I actually had oysters yesterday, so maybe that's where the lobster came in, you know, that frequency, that energy. And so different foods I pay attention to, and I've got a lot out of balance when I did my scan, and I was really surprised, but I was feeling off this morning when I did this. So that's things that I'll pay attention to when I'm doing my balancing. So yeah, and then the meridians, the Chinese meridians, and go through. So I'll look at the meridians and the chakras and items that stand out to me, and the digestive. So I know I have some issues with my liver and gallbladder, and the vagal. So I have some adrenal issues and things like that. So they're things that I'll look at when I'm doing my going to the next stage, which I'll show you. So I'll just look at these main things that stand out, and if I have an issue that I'm aware of, I'll go, yeah, well, that makes sense, which I do. Feel a few of those things where I've been sitting at a computer, like that one there, too much, creating different things on the computer online at the moment. So I've noticed that my posture mustn't be great, but there are things like that that do stand out. I'll jump on, I always do body systems. I love the body systems, but then I'll jump over here into the Cephis section and look at the reach and affirmations and chakras before creating a playlist where we can put in the frequencies. We can create our own playlists for whatever we want to balance, bring balance to. And so with the reach, I like to hit the scan and see what comes up with me, what's needed in the now moment. With the reach and the affirmations, Solex have created their own unique patented blend of frequencies that they haven't told us which is in each of them. So it's already a number of frequencies in those. So for me, it's resolve. So it's coming up for needing balance. So if I've still got my glass of water sitting on my tablet, so I've got the tablet, I'll just imprint it as well after I've done the homeopathics. Otherwise, I'll just broadcast that to myself quickly. And my other favorite in here, which I should before I start any balances, I always go to energy clearing. So in the quick scan, I'll hit that, or in here. I just feel it's imperative. I'll do an energy clearing multiple times a day. If I'm near my device, I'll just do that. It just feels like a bit of a reset. It just clears what's not mine, or if it's been a thought or it's self-doubt or things like that. To me, I just feel it helps clear anything that I might have created or something in my environment, just clearing that from my energy fields. The love, forgiveness, gratitude, that's a popular one as well. And of course, and there's lots in here for depending what it is, that the outcomes that you're wanting, but an energy shield at the end of the balance. So then again, affirmations, clicking in there and scanning and seeing what will come up as my priority, needing balance. Affirmations, they're just really popular. So stress and tension, That's where I'm at now. So yeah, I'll send that to myself. Thanks very much. Again, that affirmations are a patented blend from Solex. So we just know that it's going to be really amazing frequencies that's in there, for anything to do with Lawrence Swenson and his creations. And so yeah, so I would have imprinted that into my drink, and I'll take a note of that and put it into my playlist as well, which I would create. I was wanting to create a playlist for the day. In the affirmations, we visit these very often. There's some really wonderful mixes in here. I find compulsive behaviors is a standout. Look at that for if you're wanting to, whether it's a detox or wanting to change something. So often when we're caught up in our mind, even it's just compulsive behaviors, doing stuff impulsively. I feel that's a really good one. And the energy boost. Relationship enhancement is incredibly powerful. A good one to consider putting in your playlists. Just in general, just with communications and relationships, it's really beautiful. And unlimited creativity as well, just in the boost for the day, and just being inspired, I guess, in each of your days. I think that's a really beautiful general frequency to consider having. All right. So then I would go into chakras and scan which chakra was a priority. I had a number of chakras that were very overactive or underactive. So then it will highlight to me which is a priority in this now moment. So root chakra, and so where I would just imprint that into the drink or broadcast that to myself, and again add that to my playlist and take a note of that and feel if that was relevant to what I was wanting to achieve, but obviously needing. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so, and of course we have all the main chakras there, the 7 main ones that we know of, the main 7 chakras that's referred to in energy healing. And if everyone knows what chakras are, like energy wheels in the body, and start from like the root all the way up to the crown of the head up here. All right. So Jo, then just go into like custom playlists, or so I have so many custom playlists in my list, like everybody does. So whether it's for my clients or for myself, I would just to create, I might have one that I have in here already. So there's many that I could use for different purposes, or else just create one, and it could, and then just go through these areas. So you would just go through, create for whatever it is, and go through and select what you wanted in here. A good one to start is, of course, with the energy clearing is always a good place to start. And then with the ones that came up for me today, I might look at the root chakra and bringing balance into that area. And for reach, again, there was resolve that came up. Love, forgiveness, gratitude is always a fave, etc. So, and going through and choosing any of these here that you might feel that would enhance your day or give you the outcomes you're looking for. The flower essence, it would have been good to do the flower one. We'll get onto that though when we do the new multicast. And homeo energetics, there's great ones in here, and all of the Cephis. I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. I could go on and talk on for hours and hours about all of the things we can put into playlists.
If anyone does have any questions, you can pop them in the chat and we'll come back to them during the Q&A if you like.
Or if I'm just rambling on too quick.
And if you want to come out of your screen, Bronnie, and I'll go into mine and I'll show everyone a very quick way to be able to find things in their Cephis.
Yeah, sure.
They're not scrolling and scrolling. So one little tip that I learned a couple of weeks ago watching someone else, hopefully you can all see my screen if you want to pop your fingers up and let me know. How many times do you go to Cephi and you just spend hours and hours and hours just scrolling through looking for what you're looking for, and it's a little bit of a pain. The way that you can do this, you can only do it on a PC. Unfortunately, you can't do it on your phone, but I found this is an absolutely phenomenal time saver when someone's posted like a heap of playlists on a screen and you're like, oh, I need that one and I need that one and I need that one. You can just take a screenshot of them and go in and create them very, very quickly on your PC. So I'm just going to do the same as Bronnie. I'm just going to go Jo trial, whatever it is. Now start from the bottom and open every single Cephi. So don't start from the top, because otherwise you'll end up having to scroll through them all to get to the next one. So you're just starting from the bottom and you're opening every single one. And then, I don't know whether you can see my little arrow, but in the top right-hand side, not this pancake here, because that will take you to this window. We don't want that. But above that in your browser, you have the other 3 little pancakes right in the corner, and it will bring up find. So press find, and if you're looking for something in particular, so let's look for, someone's got an issue with knees. So I'm just going to put in here, knees or knee. It's going to highlight everything in the playlists that links to knees. So you don't have to scroll through everyone. You can see that that one's been highlighted. Let's see if there's anything further up. I think that was the first one. There's another one, pains in the knee, so we're going to add that one. So it's so much quicker to be able to scroll through and see what links to knees. So now you're going to go pain. So obviously solar plexus doesn't link with the knee, so you're not going to add that one. Stomach pain, not linked to his knee, but you kind of get the drift that you can find what you're looking for. Same with homeopathic remedies. So if you, I'm not very good with homeopathics, but if you Google something, so I tend to Google homeopathic remedy for headache or whatever, find out what that homeopathic remedy is, or scan yourself and see which one you need. And I know that indica is in there. So put indica in, and I found that one just by pressing this here instead of scrolling all the way through everything to try and find it. So it's such a time saver. Root, straight to your root chakra. So that's just a little tip for you for when you're creating your playlists. It's been an absolute godsend to me, so I hope that it helps people. And I will stop sharing my screen so that Bronnie can go back to our new features.
Oh, okay. Jo, I love that. That's a total game changer.
It is. It's cool, isn't it?
That's something I've wished for, being able to easily find just all those things, you know where they are, but having to go menu to menu to menu.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. And someone else commented in the chat as well. If you hit the control button and press F on holding down control, press F, it will open up the search, the find for you as well. After you've opened up all your little menus, like you said, Jo, I love that tip to start from the bottom and go up. And so that control F will then bring that up, and you press the little arrow to each of them. They'll take you directly to. That's brilliant. Okay, so I've got to find my share screen again. All right, so new features. This is exciting. Dan, who's been playing with the new features here in the group? Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So there are some extra little features and bits and pieces that we'll find in some of the other Cephi areas. But this whole new section added on the bottom here under Cephi dots is, the AO tune and the multicast. So I am still learning, and I definitely would love to and will be ordering the new AO tune transcenders because I do use forks in my energy healing, I don't have 32 of them, and I have been looking at buying the sets. So this is just perfect timing. And so there is training in the Day of Discovery training, and I look forward to there being so much more training in the SoulX weekly training. I'm sure they'll be sharing more and more tips with us. Way I've been using it is just by scanning, hitting scan on that's in AO tune. And for me, spiritual awakening has coming up as a priority for me. And so they've got 4 different ways of using the forks that I'm sorry, I don't know all of them. I had written them down in my notes, but they relate to Lawrence Swenson was very clear on saying that he did the classes and he just really dove deep into learning all about tuning forks and working with them with the body and how they work with the healing and the frequency. And he said that there's the aluminum and the stainless steel and the different types of forks, but they emit the same frequency, even though one might be more popular than the other, but they have one might have a harder sound with it. So that's why he's got the different ways of them to be played here. Above this cute fork is the sign, the square, the triangle, and the sawtooth. So they are relating to the different types of tuning forks and then the different way the sound is received. So if I was to play this, emit the tone, I've got options of 30 seconds, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes. So if I play that for 30 seconds and emit the tone, I like the sign tone, and so it plays it like that. And that is how that fork would play. And it's playing the spiritual awakening at the 4096. And if I was to swap it to square, you can see it changes in how that's emitted. And I love that it's a spiritual awakening. So it's very, very exciting. I haven't gone through the list. Has everyone looked at the list? Sorry, of the AO tone, yeah. And then the sawtooth. So that looks really hectic, that sawtooth. So looking at them all, the binaural tones, like the potential, it's like a all the details in it. So the gamma and the Schumann resonance, which is amazing. Because I've already hit scan on the other one, I've noticed I can't just keep scanning for each one as well. So that's something, I guess, then you know what you want. So if I was after that, I could emit that tone, but I can't scan. I've noticed, and just again and again and again. So the gamma, listening to Lawrence Swenson, he said that there's the transducers, the AO tone, they come with these round shapes. I actually have some, sorry, a couple of things on here. If I click, I've gone off the page now. They look like this, tune transducers. Okay, so the negative ion transducers and tuning forks, and the design, and I can't see because of the word we're on here with the Zoom. So transducers are designed and made to handle the frequencies produced in the module. And so there's information available on our SoulX page on the AO tune and the benefits of them with the and what they do, increasing stamina, enhancing your body's balance and center, enhances metabolism, your body's immune system, body's electrical balance, concentration and focus, aids in fatigue recovery and elimination of bacteria. And then all the details there on the AO tune and benefits. So we actually have the information in there about them. They have got the Sabin, the power disc in the bottom of that with the negative ion benefits while using a scanner, which is beautiful. One of the favorite things, and it's incredible. The balancing when you have those on your body. I don't have any tonight. Normally I have my ring on, or the negative ion little band for your finger. So saying here, they're designed and made to handle the frequencies produced in the module. So these would be used together, and when they're purchased, they come as a pair. And excuse me, I'm trying to bring up my Zoom page again. And with regards to looking at what we're looking at before here with the gamma, Lawrence Swenson made mention that they would be used around the head area and different areas of the head. And he said that he's done so much extensive training in the AO tune with the tuning forks that everybody would have their own perspective in different learnings and teachings in how the forks in how they would be best used in which areas of the body. So whether it's with the meridians and different areas. So he would encourage us to use them as we are either trained to use them or seek that training. I imagine they might share more on it, but they're providing the tool for us to use it as we see fit. Is that right, Jo?
Sorry, I was answering a question.
That's all right. Just that there's just Lauren's suggestions on using it, because this is so extensive and incredible, like the planetary frequencies. This is amazing to go through, and just, you might be aware of your astrology and your charts and where your sun sign is now, or moon sign, or this might be an interest to you in that way, to work with those energies in that way in healing.
I think with the planetary frequencies, because I don't know much about them, I would actually hit scan on those to see what my body needed. With the other ones, like the chakra ones and what have you, obviously you can see from your scans what chakras are out of balance. With your organs ones, same again, you can see what's out of balance through your vital scans and things. So they're pretty easy to be able to go backwards and forwards to, because like you said, once you've scanned, you can't really scan again. So I would scan yourself in the ones that you're not sure of how they work.
Yes.
And then choose the ones that you're aware of. So if brain comes up, crown chakra comes up, those types of things. Also, quickly before I forget, these AO Tune transducers are available in the back office. Don't forget, you've got a 20% discount with your Day of Discovery ticket. So if you are going to purchase them, make sure you do them before Day of Discovery finishes, which is the 12th, which will be the 13th hour time, but I'm not sure of the time. So mine are already in my cart waiting. And the way that you use them is they will transmit the frequency from AO Tune through them, and you place those on the body exactly the same way as you would use the tuning forks. So they basically become your tuning fork, which is amazing, right? Like, that's just, and they're $70. Like, holy dooly.
And to have the two instead of having to carry around 32 tuning forks. So like I'll go do a healing balance with people, and I have all my amazing resources of Solex, but I'll also use crystals and other tools in that healing, and to not have to drag tuning forks and, like, just to have those two things with this amazing technology. It's just such a game changer. And to have the precise frequencies as well, and where they are in that placement, incredible. And so there's a lot of exploring to be done here. And I agree, Jo, just hitting scan. And so I can do a scan again there. So it must be after a certain amount of period, you could just scan again what is for my intestines. And that showed up, didn't it, in my easy scan report, right? That was something that was really over inflamed. For me, it's not intestine. So that's definitely on point for
and a lot of the people on the other pages, instead of just playing the tones, if you're wanting it to resonate in that area, they've actually been using the bone conductors, the bone transducers, the headset, and placing them on the body parts for the vibration until obviously they get the AO transducer. But I was like, how ingenious is that? Like, they're actually, because that vibrates as we're wearing it, right? So we can feel that. So instead of just listening to the tone, they're actually placing their headsets on their body parts, which I think is an amazing way. Some people really think out of the box.
Yes. So, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I don't know if it makes any difference with the AO tone. I've been sitting my Lemurian crystal on my device, but it's all about intention, right?
Absolutely.
So multicast, this is amazing, and we're having a good chat with Debbie Jane and some of the other QLAs at the beginning about the multicast before while we're waiting for a few to pop in. So on multicast, it's in the Cephi targets section. So when we hit on that, it brings up the options. It says multicast at the top. You have the options to do this multicast and broadcast it for 30 seconds, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes. and we have a play button and the simultaneous icon over here. So using the buttons to select a subject or import subjects from a client group. So I've already got a group of my family that I've put together, and I'll show but if we were just to click through on here and do individuals, I can look up a subject. So this is, it's really easy. They've made it so easy. I would just put in a surname, or if it's just say if it's myself, sorry. For myself, I've got a few on the go, and I was born on the 1st of the 11th, 0001, apparently, looking at that. I don't know why it did that. So looking up the flower and scanning. So I'll scan, so this is really beautiful. If I can explain it properly, I'll try to. See, upset. I don't know that I feel upset, but obviously that's something in my vibrations, right? So Lauren talked about why, and if you're familiar with using the flower in the flower essences, or this Sephi in the Sephi section, it's really on point normally. You know, like he said that you can choose your own flower if you feel there's something you're seeking to balance, but generally it's the AO scan is very on point and correct the first time you do it. So just to pay attention to that. But when he's doing this multicast, he's just ingeniously created this system where you can do the press on the flower, it will scan the person, and he looked at it like, I don't know what his analogy was, like a bubble around them, but it's like we can have an emotional blocker. So whether it's a heart wall or something in a blocker that's blocking our body from receiving, or something that just needs to be transformed and shifted to receive the frequency for the optimal balance. So for me, whatever the emotion is in that frequency of upset, that beautiful flower essence of wedding bush has come up as being a priority for me. So that's come up for me first. I could put the affirmation in. So I just put in different things like that. I am peace, love, joy, happiness. And then select a playlist. So then I go on here and it brings up my beautiful, amazing list of playlists that I don't ever seem to delete. I just add and add and add for the last couple of years. So I'll just choose one of my playlists, and it will, when it's I just hit this first, hit the play first, it's sending through to me directly the flower essence to help transmute any energies that are blocking me from receiving. And in my playlist, I might choose multiple playlists in there, and you can actually select multiple, but the scanner itself is going to select the frequencies that are most attuned to what your body is requiring now. It's something like that, I believe Lauren explained it as well. So that's just as an individual. And I just randomly click that playlist because I know what's in it, and it's all to do with joy and happiness and peace and grace. To do this other amazing multicast, so I want to send it to multiple people at one time. I have set up a group with my family, so I've already gone through. So sorry, hang on, go back. So if you want to do a group, you can just continue adding. See, when I hit down here, this person with the plus, and I continue to hit, it just keeps giving me opportunities to add people in there, of which I would look them up.
So it's also available under your
to
name, Bronwyn. It's also available there. So if you click on where your name is.
Yeah.
If you click where your name is at the top.
Oh, I can't see that because of the share screen stuff's over it.
Oh, okay. So where your name is at the top, where it goes down, add spaces and objects, add a new client, all that sort of stuff. That's where you make your groups, because you can name them as a family group, so manage client groups.
Yes.
So you can actually create a group.
Yes.
So you can do it two separate ways, because if you do it this way, then you're able to give that group an actual name. So it could be family health, family abundance,
yes.
all that sort of stuff, rather than just doing it the way that you did it and just adding people individually. So that's also another another way of doing it too.
Yes.
And when you were talking about the flowers, Lauren was saying that the flowers are actually the gatekeeper to us receiving the playlist. So his analogy was, if your body is the castle and there's a moat around the castle, then how are the frequencies going to get to you? So basically what the flower does is it lowers the drawbridge and allows those frequencies to come through and get your body. So we're basically just enhancing the playlist, which is phenomenal. And people are getting, it says 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever. People are getting phenomenal results just from that lower time of playing them, because that gatekeeper's been taken out of the way and we're able to open up our body to receiving. So it's very, very powerful.
And you see how easy it is just to add people in. So just searching the surname for my family, and I can just keep adding and adding and adding if I wanted to do a family group. But if I might have a group of clients, and then I might use something in that group that, when I create them, to then make it easier to find, or just type the first name in, of course.
Amazing for setting groups.
Easy. Yeah, so different groups. Yeah, so whatever it is, whether it's family, obviously your client groups, so you just keep adding them in. And so I've got an example where I've already added in my family, and I've gone through and added in, already scanned the flowers and added some affirmations. The affirmations I added is actually an affirmation for each of the chakras. I'm always big on balancing chakras and emotions, is just my go-to. So I actually have a playlist. So with Jace, he's my grandson, for example. So just hitting the flower, and it's bringing up the priority for Jace, whatever the emotion is there, lack of creativity, and the playlist, could just choose like chakras and emotions, something that I prepared earlier is there. And of course, sometimes if I go on here, so what I just did is I just pressed Control A, and that selects all. Control C, I'll copy, and then I'll paste. So it's a little hack as well. I'm happy to share that, to share words and things just from one, instead of retyping every time if you wanted to. And I don't know about the whole thing about just reusing the same affirmations for each. This is just for an example for today. But if it was for a group Sephi, like the detox or abundance or money or dreams and whatever it is, you would use whatever was appropriate. For Fraser, for the flowers, I hit scan. I might actually show you how you look it up. So if we hit look up, I can go through and filter the flowers, whatever it is, that emotion that I might feel that he's feeling, uncertainty, and then those flowers will come up, or something that I'm familiar with. So I love bottle brush. So I could choose that for him right now as well. So choose that, or the one that's scanned, but you've got the choices what to do, whether you look it up or scan. I'll just put those affirmations in there for him and select the chakras and emotions. And again, the choice to broadcast the frequencies for 30 seconds, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes. And I will hit play first. So I'll just do the 30 seconds. I can cycle them through, but it was recommended to play them first to allow that moat around the castle, the whatever the blocker is, the emotions, whatever their priority is, to clear. So that'll continue to go, right? The 30 seconds, it's doing all of them at the same time. You see, they're all receiving that at the same time. When it goes to the next, when that's finished after 30 seconds, I would hit this one here, and then it's just going to cycle to each individually. I'll hit that now, and so you see it's just doing Fraser, and then it'll go to the next one. So because it's a larger group, we won't sit here looking at them all. But does anyone have any questions about that? How do I bring that up? And you could raise your hand if you did. Says the chats. Also, Bron, would you love to? my daily
can-
routine.
We
Yeah,
can open up to questions if you want, because we're coming towards the end anyway. So if anyone wants to raise their hand or come off mute or whatever, feel free to.
I saw there's a question in
Right.
there about the pets. I don't think the pets are added in the multicast yet. That was something I looked at too. So someone asked that question. Should I take it off the sharing for now, Jo? Bye.
Yeah, if you like. Sorry, I've just been handed some food, so I'm taking myself off the screen.
Yeah, that's
You don't
fine.
want to see me eating.
So yeah, with the pets, unless anybody knows any different, I haven't been able to see anywhere to add pets into that multicast. I've looked through it myself, but for some reason I thought it was going to be an issue, issued something that would be available to us. But certainly we'll find out.
I
That's
had a
a question
look
we can
too,
ask.
and I couldn't see it. I was having a look at Day of Discovery the other day, and yeah, we couldn't see. There's no option to go to your profile and then change the target.
So Lauren, I don't know your first name, sorry. Lauren did say that we could do pets and spaces and objects when he was doing the training in Day of Discovery, because I've watched it like 4 times, but I don't think it's available yet. I think maybe he's put that in the training for like future reference when it does become available, because I can't find it either. So I would say that that's why it's there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's something that will be available from the way Lauren was speaking. Yeah, it's very exciting to be able to have the groups for the animals too, right? Because yeah, I scan my pets often as well. So I'm just looking through the comments as well, and Debbie Janey said one of the testimonials today was Sheila had no sound, but she still felt the vibrations in her body. That's incredible, isn't it? Yeah, with the AO tune. Yeah, it's amazing. The new drop hasn't been announced yet to my knowledge. I've been keeping an eye on that today. That's why I've still got my products in my cart and going, come on, Solex.
So that's getting dropped on Monday morning. They did an Instagram post just to tease everybody, and it gets dropped Monday morning their time. So I'm presuming somewhere around, it's 9 a.m. their time, is 2 a.m. our time, Tuesday morning. So I'm not gonna sleep on Monday now tonight, should I say, because it's gonna drop at some point overnight tonight, basically. So yeah, everybody will be jumping straight into their back office tomorrow morning to see what's showing up, and it's already in my cart, and I've got absolutely no idea what I'm purchasing, but I figure I need it, and I get 20% off. So
and that's a good point. We've got the new products as well, like the sleep as well. And has everyone been aware of the new sleep product as well? So I also saw that in, I've got that information if you wanted to go through it at all, if anyone, but it's using the nanotechnology, which over the last few years, there's a lot happening where nanotech's been used for bad, and I love this company using it for good, and the billions of the tiny cells, the nanotechs anyway, how it can just be distributed to the body and make a difference so much quicker and have an impact on our health. And with the sleep, that's a game changer as well. Well, being menopausal myself, I am looking forward to this, having the sleep. So is there any other questions we have? And I'm open to any questions about, and I'll do my best to answer. And there's some other really great Q&As on here as well. There's a joint conversation on the easy scans, the new multicast, the AO tune. I saw a question on there that Jo answered, that after scanning yourself, you just go through, if there's something that you wanted to target an area, definitely you would select that as well. And I'm sure we'll learn more about the AO tune.
I've got a
Leanne.
couple of questions. Oh, sorry.
Hi, Leanne. Yeah.
Hi, how you going? Sorry, are you still going through the ones from the list?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I've got just questions I've written through the whole DoD. So I only joined up probably just a month ago now. So great timing because I've been able to just, but it's a little bit of information overload too. So sometimes I think, oh yeah, I'm getting my head around it. Then I'm like, but I feel like I'm missing maybe some obvious things. But
I've been like that for
feel
2.5
free to say,
years.
yeah. So yes, if it's not relevant to what we're sort of doing today, just tell me and I can ask elsewhere. Sorry, all the questions are all over the place. Probably just with ordering products, do people generally buy under themselves and then try and sort of sell it on, or do you just get everyone to buy their own and ship their own, if that makes sense?
I believe it's recommended to have them to buy as a retail customer, or as a preferred customer, depending how you want to grow your business.
So
you can purchase a product and sell. It's, but the benefits of if the products are consumables, so they're going to go through the product every 3 months, and if they had an automatic order and it just shipped out to them automatically every 3 months, well, that's going to benefit you and your business, and then they're going to receive it every 3 months as well, and then it will help you grow your team, and help you save in the costs in your monthly subscriptions.
So the best way to do it would be to get people to purchase a pack. So one of the new packs that's coming out is 101 points. So as a preferred customer, all they need is 100 points per month to stay as a preferred customer. So for you, you would then get the commissions based, so the 45% commissions based on those points. And that would go towards building your team. So we've got people that build teams through products and teams through scanning. So some of your clients may not want the subscription, but they might want the supplements. I won't hold any of the supplements because you're not getting commissions from them. So if you're buying in your name, you're not getting the commissions from that. So that's not a very feasible way of running a business, right? You want commissions from it, because if people are coming back every month and ordering this pack of stuff from you, then you want to get commissions from that. You don't want to have to outlay that first and then just recoup your costs. So you would be better off to set them up as a preferred customer and make sure that they're getting at least 100 points per month with their orders.
No, that's great. Thank you. Because I did actually see the back office training. So I'm like, right, that might be my next thing, because it's probably that I'm still trying to wrap my head around. And then I suppose too that because my main thing is art therapy. So at this stage, I'm thinking it's more inner voice that I'll be sort of doing for clients and on the side, but just knowing sort of over time, maybe that will keep growing with offering sort of more services. But obviously we can't call ourselves a practitioner. I'm probably just struggling to understand what I would call myself when it comes to the Solex stuff.
Quantum
energy therapist.
Yes.
What? Sorry.
Energy therapist.
Yeah.
Did you watch Jennifer's talk on DoD about?
I watched all of it. So
yeah, so she did a talk on basically this subject. Are you a practitioner? I've got my notes here actually, and she came up with 10 points that you really need to consider. And then I was like, I wrote them all down, and I'm like, Jesus, am I a practitioner? Because she really delved into it. So the main thing is, how are you marketing it? Are you giving people disclaimers? Is your training good enough to be able to call yourself a practitioner?
that's right. So
and that's the main thing that I took away from it, is when we're giving ourselves these titles, are we actually qualified enough to give ourselves these titles? Like if you've just been like yourself, and I don't want to dismiss that you've only been with us a month. But as somebody that's just joined a month, are you going to call yourself a practitioner, or are you going to wait until you've really got a deep understanding and grasp of what you're
Exactly.
doing before you do that? So
Yeah.
it really got me thinking about that. And again, the next one was finding your niche.
Yes.
Because not every scan is viable for all of it. Like my business is Reiki and access bars and aroma touch massage. So I work a lot with inner voice and the chakra meridians from the vital scans. I don't do comprehensive. I don't do body systems. I don't use those. So really honing in on your niche and knowing it well, and then learning what to say and what not to say. So
absolutely.
Her talk was just, if you've not done it, go and do it, because it was just.
I'm actually thinking I might even go back tomorrow and watch it again.
It was
just
amazing. It was only like 18 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And that's the type of real direct talk that we need.
Yep.
We need someone to sit down and say to us, hey, what are you doing? And are you covering yourself? Do you have enough knowledge if someone comes back to you and says, hey, you told me this and it was wrong? Because in America, they're so used to being sued that they cover their backside.
Yeah.
So, and we're
well, the thing is too that it's different, isn't it?
But we're so laid back here. I've got the way.
Yeah.
Like, we're just so laid back here. Do you give the waiver to people and the disclaimer? Because I don't. So I went away with a list of, I need a client intake form. I need to make sure that they're citing the disclaimer. I've got insurances and things, but these are things that are really going to lift my game as well going forward, because it just really got me thinking deeply about it. So you're right to question what your title should be.
That's right.
Because
and
it's so important.
And Debbie Jones made a good comment too. And you mentioned, Leanne, the back office training. Absolutely do look into office training. Is so much knowledge in there. And Debbie Jane pointed out the Solex University phases. They are an investment in your business as well, and they are certifications. But the training and connecting the dots that's in those university phases, that's incredible. It goes very deep, and it just all the penny drops for understanding the scanner on a deeper level with the anatomy and everything. It just dives a lot deeper in how you're wanting to use it, if you're wanting to use it in a practice in that way. Otherwise, like Jo's saying, she doesn't go into the comprehensive, and she's not necessarily going deeper into the consultations as a practitioner. So she's using it in the way that works for her within those boundaries.
And Debbie Jane has just made a good point as well. The Solex University phases are our certifications.
Yes. So I feel like I probably need to do the phase one before I actually even start offering it properly.
Absolutely. I needed phase one to get my insurance.
Yeah, okay.
So I couldn't get bioresonance added to my insurance without that certification.
Oh, okay. So you just added it to your existing insurance?
Yeah. So I'm with Aon, AON, and you just basically send your certificates through of what. So they got my Reiki, they've got aroma touch and all that sort of stuff. But with bioresonance, you really can't send through a certificate that says basic training, because it doesn't look very.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, I didn't even get a certificate anyway.
Oh, you should still get a certificate for basic training. I've got one somewhere. But definitely the phases are your certification, and obviously the more you go through them, the more content that you'll be able to pick up and help. Honestly, I've only done phase one, because I'm not going into depth with clients with other stuff. I do for myself. Phase one was ample for me using inner voice. So,
and you can keep going.
I might even just I might put the rest of my questions kind of on hold until I do the phase one then, because that's probably going to clear up a lot of them. And I'm sure other people got lots of things to ask.
So Leanne, there is the Solex the Frequency Soul Collective education hub. So if you go
Yep.
into guides and search in there, Debbie Jane's done an amazing job with collating everything. A lot of questions have been asked before, and there's no
Yep.
such thing as a stupid question or anything like that. Like, we all want to support and help each other, and
Yeah.
we're in a space of like-minded people. So
Yep.
go forward and just in that space, if you can't find your answers, just ask. We've got the chat group, and we've also got that education hub, and
Yeah.
each of us have our own perspectives in different ways that we use
Yes.
the AS scan. So there's going to be something in there that the penny drop might happen, or that aha moment, or you go, yeah, that I resonate with that. But definitely always there'll be accurate answers on how to use the technology, but then also different ways that might resonate with you and how you use it,
Absolutely.
what works for you. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
options. So there's so much information there. You'll be, I don't know, have you been in there before in the education hub and
No.
guides? Oh, so you're just going to be amazed. There's so much content.
Okay. Yeah.
So much.
Would there happen to be a little dictionary of playlists in there?
Yes. Massive.
Is there?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is,
Fabulous.
there is.
Because I just keep looking at it going, oh, there's just too much choice. And obviously the first one that, that's quite obvious. It tells you, yep, gratitude or whatever. But as soon as you get into the homeopathics, and I've got no idea what any of them even mean. So
Something I didn't say today. Oh, sorry, Deb. I'll just quickly say something I didn't point out, and I should have really, that's been spoken about before, but you're quite new, is when we're creating playlists, it's important to, you can do clearing energy, but not to have them polarities. So have it, if you're wanting to clear energies, make it all about clearing the energies that bacterias or molds and fungus or viruses. And then you're having another playlist that's then about what you're wanting to receive in the positive way. So some polarities they're just going to counteract in that same playlist.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Not really achieve what you want. It's just going to be like bashing against each other.
Yeah.
So be aware of that when you're creating a list of what you're wanting to achieve.
So sort of separate clearing negatives or bringing in positives.
Yeah, and what flows together and what doesn't,
Yeah.
just have feeling into that as well. And sorry, Debbie Jane, you're gonna.
Oh, I was actually just gonna speak into the practitioner discussion.
Yeah.
So having been a nurse for 30 years before I came into SoulX, and having been reprimanded by APRA for not following the narrative, I'm very mindful of the word practitioner, and they're really looking at the moment, they're really trying to govern everybody. So I've taken practitioner out of my bio just today off my Facebook page. And also I do work with NDIS clients, and I've removed practitioner from all of my banners, my signature from my email, because as soon as you start using the P word, they want to know what your APRA registration is. They want to know how you're registered, because that's how we roll in Australia. They're our governing body of practitioners. So, I mean, there might be other people that are totally fine with it, but for me personally, because I've already had terrible experiences with that organization, I just never want to go down that route. So I just call myself a quantum coach. Yeah. And that's it, done and dusted.
So what are your thoughts there with the word therapist?
Well, I think that therapies can be, like I have called it sound therapy. I never use the bioresonance word with anything to do with NDIS, because they Google it immediately and see all the not a proven, like you do when you go to Google, you get confirmation of whatever you're looking for. And so I just don't use the B word, and I usually call it sound therapy.
Yeah.
And it's for, emotional and mental health. I keep it very generic. I don't go into depth about anything to do with, being a practitioner and it's just a shame, because I'm actually really proud of that fact. I'm proud to be, I'm an integrative health practitioner. I do have a diploma and I've done all of the things, but I just I just want to stay under the radar, and
That's it, isn't it? It's just not flagging
it's my
yourself for
thing.
anything.
Yeah, I still get a lot of clients. I get people finding me on Google, and I had a lady just on the weekend ring up. She wants some bioresonance, like there's way, like I think we've put our intention out there. It doesn't matter what we call ourselves. It's the energy that we are. It's who we are that it's going to attract people to us. So you can call yourself whatever you want, and you'll still get clients, and you'll still, get people wanting to come on board and come on your journey with you. So I think, just don't get too caught up in the titles.
Yeah.
Yes.
More
Patrice is
embodying the
asking-
energy of it. Yeah.
Patrice is asking about using Quantum Living Advocate, which is what Solex calls us, the QLAs.
Oh, I don't see any problem with
Advocate.
that.
And if you need to have certification to say you're a coach.
See, I am certified coach. So I've done NLP and masters hypnotherapy. I have done all of those trainings. I don't know.
I think
whether or
coach is
not-
a specific word for coach.
Yeah, it is. And because there are a lot of, it falls into a much bigger, like I'm just really and I think because I came in here with 30 years of nursing experience in emergency and ICU, but I don't advertise anything to do with health. Like I just really care. I think that it's just in this, with what's going on in the world right now, we can get the people we need without having to have titles and all the things. Just embody the frequency and be a product of the product, and you'll attract the people that you are meant to attract, and
not get
The
caught up
results
in
will
the
speak for
labels and the
themselves.
titles, and cover ourselves accordingly so that we are insured and covered. So there are, so is that, and that's in the Frequency Soul Collective website, Rebecca McClurdy, so she's created in that website, she has a lot of information about setting up your business in there as well. So there is a website that you can also subscribe to, isn't there, that she provides all the information as well in assisting that too. So to setting up your practice.
I think that's currently being updated.
that's the portal.
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much, everybody. Would we normally wrap it up in about an hour, Jo?
Yeah, usually we're a little bit over, so we're all good unless someone else has got questions. Everybody's pretty quiet.
I was also going to say, if you're going to use Square as your payment processor, which is, you can either get the little, if you're doing in-person sessions, you can do the tap and go, or I do all of mine online with Square. Square is a free software that actually has pre-written contracts and all of the legal documents that you need as a business owner. And you just need to tweak it and put your flavor in there, but you'll get the gist of how it all works, just to cover yourself for, as
awesome. So that's your next training, DJ. Thanks.
And it's really easy to do.
I've got a Square and no idea, so that's your next training. Thank you very much.
And I just use mine on my mobile. I don't have to have the device.
Yeah, that's great,
so you can just enter the customer's credit card straight into your phone.
I've got the device, but I need all the legals. So
it's all in there.
And considering I'm organising training, then tag you're it, honey. You just threw yourself into that one.
Cheers.
Okay. Can I just quickly ask a question? Do Solex have waiver templates?
They do in the back office.
Oh, okay.
So if you go into, hang on, let me share my screen.
So many resources in there.
Under communication, I think. No, it's not. Let me find it. Documents and media, maybe. Legal documents. So documents and media, and then legal documents. And there's your waiver.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
So you can print that off, or you can copy it and type your own out. But they did actually change it because it was very USA written a long time ago. We asked them to take all the USA words out of it, so it's quite generic now.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
They're very accommodating to us Aussies with our requests, you know, and maybe because, you know, Beck's very much like a seagull with a chip when we want something.
Yeah.
I love it.
We're very lucky.
So, getting back to, you know, like titles, do you think perhaps, you know, when you say therapist, that might be a bit like practitioner. So if you say therapy, would that be different, do you think? Like if you were trying to, so like someone said, sound therapy, or
there are breath therapy, sound therapy, and energy therapies. So I've studied
or holistic therapy.
Holistic therapy. I go under quantum and holistic therapies. I have studied in neuro-linguistic kinesiology and breath coaching, a number of modalities. But I like the somatics and the holistic approach. So they come under that umbrella. But yeah, under therapies, but like Debbie Jane was saying, practitioner comes into where a doctor would call himself a practitioner. It's just coming into that other label where it's getting flagged.
Yeah, so, it's like OTs and physios, and they're all called practitioners as well. Yeah. And if you're working in the NDIS world, I don't know if you are, but if you do, people's funding is split up into lots of different segments of funding, and those practitioners, the mainstream practitioners, are really expensive, and so I don't want to tap into those areas for the client, because they're going to need that funding for those things. So I am very creative with my wording to be able to come down into the lower brackets of their funding that's more around self-care and things like that. So you start to get a little bit more like, you know, creative.
I like the word advocate. I'm a little bit like with the living, because I'm alive, right? So why living? Why am I a living advocate? So I can't get my head around that, but I'm looking at those words and thinking maybe something like a quantum frequency advocate, or
a wellness advocate. So, wellness or a well-being advocate.
A wellness advocate,
something.
So I've called
energy well-being advocate, or
so I've registered a business name called Balance Naturally, because that is my story. Because I was, you know, horribly sick after being poisoned, and it was like Western doctors' medicine couldn't fix me. So but I also now I'm a distributor for Young Living essential oils as well, which has also been very helpful. So I sort of want to combine the two. So really stuck on.
Well, that's a great, like, you don't need another title. Balance Naturally and your name is all you need. That's it. In fact, we should be branding ourselves first and foremost, and then you can change direction and pivot and bring in new things. And I do a lot of business coaching, and that's what first and foremost you are your brand, and then your umbrella is your balance. I think Balance Naturally is a beautiful. It encompasses
thank you.
a lot of things. You could bring a lot of things underneath that umbrella, and just
So I could just remain as holistic healing.
Yeah. Basically. So I registered at the same time. I registered two business names. One was that one I just said, and then Balance Naturally Remedies and Therapies. Because I just wanted to keep that name, and because I wasn't sure how I was going to go with it. Like, so I don't know. Does that work too?
Yeah, I just think the balance
Remedies and
naturally,
therapies?
it just, I wouldn't even, I think balance naturally, it
Just on its
creates,
own?
yeah, and it creates, you know, like it makes you inquisitive about,
Yeah.
and that's what you want. You want people to go, oh, what's that about? Like, what
Yeah.
has she got?
Yeah.
For balance is something that everybody's always seeking, you know, to feel
Yeah.
more balanced.
Yeah. Thank
And
you. So for insurance purposes though, like they're not going to, what they're going to say, well, what's balanced naturally? What do you do? I have done all 3 phases of Solex. And I'm doing more USA courses as well with Becky Coots. I'm doing 2. Yeah, I've got a lot going on.
Usually for insurance purposes, you just need your certification.
yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know what I would class myself as.
well, you could say energy and
And
therapies. Just say
energy and
energies and therapies. Yeah, energy and therapies, and just leave
therapies.
it at that. Yeah, and
And
then
see where
Yeah.
you flow from there as you work
yeah,
with it too. Yeah. So you are where you
yeah,
are now, and then as you flow,
Yeah.
with what you're doing and what you're creating, like with
Yep.
you what inspires you, and that might shift a little bit, but that's essentially what you're doing, working with the
Yeah.
essence
Thank
of the plants, with your
but
oils and energy.
have you
yeah,
got a
thank you. So
do you use
I wanted,
pendulums?
sorry.
Use your pendulum.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do always
Yeah.
use my pendulum if
Yeah.
I've got any confusion around like muscle testing. I mean, you can muscle test as well,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah. I have done a
get
bit of
clarity.
that.
Yeah, just to get
Yeah.
some clarity on which way to go if you've got, you know, should I go this way or that way?
Yeah. Well, I with the Young Living, I bought the raindrop technique, essential oils and everything. And so when I saw, you know, and I was going to be doing it like hands-on massaging, and then a lady above me, you know, has worked on me. She said, "Why would you? Because you're taking on other people's energy, and you know, like it's going to drain you and all the rest of it." And I said, "Well, yeah, that is true, you know." I was so thrilled to see that Solex have done the tuning forks, and they actually work it with raindrop technique. So I could actually potentially do that.
But you can
So
also you can use the aura clearing with the scanner, so that you don't take on the
yeah,
energy. So you can do
oh
the
yeah,
energy clearing and the shielding, clearing and
yeah,
shielding, and
the
the
aura
aura.
clearing,
So
yeah,
a lot of people
yeah,
that see multiple clients throughout the day, I've got people in my team who are social workers and things, and they between clients they make sure that they use this scanner to clear that energy
yeah,
before the next one. And we're so
yeah,
fortunate to have this, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
technology
yeah.
to do that.
And
I know we were
yeah.
talking about that too, Bron, weren't we? At
Yeah.
Thank you.
that discovery.
It's the potential of this tool that we have. We already know how powerful it is, but it's just like a more horsepower to what we have within us. So it is a resource tool. All the power is within us. It's just a precise science, isn't it, with the frequency and energies and all the different types of energies and bioresonance. But yes, using the clearing energy aura builder in the Cephis under frequencies, you can choose aura builder, and that's one that Lauren Swenson mentioned to use daily as well. So add that in. So when you're clearing your energy, aura build as well, and then you're shielding. It just so many you can pop in there, but clearing and shielding your energy and building up your aura. Because our aura is where all the etheric fields are and connect us to our mental body and our pain body, and these emotions click and sit in the energy field before they become a physical illness. So when we're clearing our energy, building the aura and shielding it, it's just another tool to protect our energies from the work that we do ourselves. Remembering this is an amazing tool, but we also have to have our own intentions and be doing the work too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, sounds
Thank
beautiful though. So T Shamrock, what's your name?
Oh, Tess,
Tess.
Teresa.
Hi, Tess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, best of luck with that. You're doing so much training as well. So
Yeah. It's a bit kind
powerhouse.
of I take on too much, and especially after the poisoning, I actually lost a lot of my memory, short term and long term, and I was struggling to remember anything that was said, like even 5 seconds ago. So yeah, and I'm just overloading myself, I think, with the computer and all the rest of it. So I get stuck into it, and then I fall into a mess, and then I start again. Yeah.
Well, we've got
Anyway.
a frequency for that.
Yeah,
The memory.
I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get too tired to even work on myself. I just can't function anymore. I'm done. I'm fried.
Just put a Cephi dot on, and then you don't have to think about it.
Yeah, or do your little
Yeah. So
boost, your quick scan
what one would
boost.
you just scan myself?
Yeah.
See what comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just remember, we're not supposed to remember everything. The mind
Yeah, it's
to
all
control
there, but
authority. So we're not supposed to remember everything. So just just keep with your breath work and dropping within, and just don't be so hard on yourself, expecting yourself to remember everything, and just be in the present, right?
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
being in here now, and come from this space here. And we're not supposed to remember everything. So
no, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It gives me a bit more confidence. Yeah.
good.
That's what one of my roadblocks is, confidence.
Well, you're
I used to be
surrounded by
very
a-
confident, but since the poisoning, that all went out the window. I was a very resilient, strong person, and like now I need like little naps and this and that and the other. Just
I'll tell you
yeah.
a fantastic testimonial of one of my clients who was diagnosed with dementia last year. And he was on a very slippery slope, massive cognitive decline, behavioral problems, insomnia, all the things, agitation. His wife, who's a friend of mine, was having a huge problem. And from the first, he lost his driver's license, he lost his business. It was catastrophic. They're in their 60s. So I started scanning him from the 1st of December last year, doing his inner voice. He's been listening to his inner voice every single day, and I've been optimizing his frequencies. And last week he went and got his driver's license back, and he's driving his car. He's fully cognizant.
Good job.
He can speak, he can concentrate, he's got his confidence back. This technology works.
Yeah.
And
it does.
with the journey that you're on, you'll just go from leaps and bounds the more you use this technology and start to actually you'll be a walking testimony to its power.
No, that's wonderful. But the other thing I have a problem with is charging people. I just want to do it for everyone for free, but I can't.
No,
you will learn.
I haven't charged anybody.
It's valuing your energy and your time. And even if it's just a small amount, you go, it's normally $49, but it's $25 to start, for an inner voice, but you put your own price on
25 for inner voice, is it? Is that the standard?
No.
Well, it's very variable, because obviously people are at different levels of their, where they're at within their own practice. And so if you're comfortable with starting at 25, and then once your client base starts to remembering that people don't value stuff that's free.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't value it. They'll take it and they'll leave.
I would just say to people, I'm starting out, I'm wanting to have a few test subjects, and I'm going to offer this to you at $25, and the usual price will be 55
49 or something, whatever.
Mine's 65, just so that you know. I'm happy to share that. Mine's 65
for inner voice.
For inner voice. I will not send any reports until I've actually had that conversation with the person of how to read the report. Sorry?
Is that just inner voice, or with the easy scan?
No, just inner voice.
Yeah.
So I was one that gave away everything for free and didn't value my time. And I know inner voice inside out, back to front and upside down. And I was like, no, it's, you know, it values my time. I stopped sending inner voice reports to people, so doing it free and then just flicking the report out, because then I would spend hours on Messenger afterwards trying to explain everything to people, which is a waste of my time again. So now I'm like, no, it's a $65. We jump on a Zoom, or we do it face to face, mainly Zoom. I teach them how to read their reports. If they then want to continue with it, I have a $88 a month plan, which is one a week for $88, and they just send me their voice and I send the report through to them, because they know how to read their report once they've had the first one. So I don't charge them $65 each one, because they already know how to read their report. So I give them that bigger discount for going on a monthly plan, but they must pay their monthly plan up front before I do it. So I don't go, it's $22 a week or whatever. It's $88 for 4 continual inner voice scans.
And you're working at the energy level of the 882, and yeah, the money. And we have to remember, energy is energy. We work with frequency and energy, and this is what we're working with. It isn't just in the device that there's energy. Your body and your creations in what you do, you are energetically corded and connected to the people when you're doing this work. So when that energy is not being valued and it's all just take, you're just giving, take, the cycle is out of balance. It's not balanced, and you got to, to complete that cycle in that exchange. So it's just being, it's not parasitic, but kind of like being taken. You're just giving it away. There's energy, and that's unhealthy vibrations. We work in energy, and then if you look at the value of what you're sharing, and just make sure that it's in balance. Everything in balance for optimal health, and as well as with when you're working with people and you're doing the scans for people, when you're broadcasting energy, it is coming from your scanner, but it's you energetically as well. And that's why it's important to do the clearing, building your aura and shielding, but also being aware of what you are putting out there energetically and connecting to, because our creations, our energy is connected to whatever we create. Just like when you buy something that someone else created, their energy is, their energy is in that too.
I also do pro bono work. So if someone's in a group, and I can see that I do a lot of networking, and if someone's in a group and they're really, really struggling, I will offer it for free. But I will also give them the consult as well, because that's just kindness. That's just a nice thing to do for someone who's struggling. And but yeah, that's something that I choose, again, energetically, whether they're going to actually value that. And most of the time, people who are struggling really value any form of help that they can get. So it's not that I don't offer things like that, but I'm really a lot more mindful about my time now. So and I've been burnt a few times. I've done so many free scans, and and then you follow up with people and you go, oh, how are you going with these scans? And they're like, oh, I haven't even listened to it yet, I've been too busy. And you think, I've poured so much of my time into that, and I'm so invested in helping you feel better. You can't even invest in yourself. So it's a
red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So learn from my mistakes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's right. So just feel into it.
Yeah.
And
like
to continue.
I think Becky Coote said, for people who've been from practitioner to therapist, or this or that, or whatever, and they're still not getting better, that's a red flag to her. They're obviously got a trapped emotion that they don't want to deal with. Not right then, anyway. That's what she said, which is, I've seen that too. You can kind of lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Have you seen also in the CEFIs, in the education hub, there's one that's called self-love and confidence. There's abundance and motivation. There's quite a few around confidence, self-esteem, and love, forgiveness, gratitude, like accelerated learning. There's lots of different CEFIs in there. So start bring that into your daily, your daily self-care practice, that you send
Yeah.
yourself those frequencies to help, raise your vibration and really, know that you're valued, and that you'll attract people who value you then,
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, that's very true. So any more questions? We might wrap it up. It's hit 8:30.
Yeah, and I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I need to pack.
Yeah, enjoy well earned.
Have a lovely time.
I will, thank you.
Yeah.
Hope the sun shines.
Oh, me too.
Mm.
All right, I'm going to
Mhm.
stop recording. So I'm just going to say thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening, and I will stop
Thank
recording.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everybody.